interrupt. I just want to see everybody and also see what all the great work everyone did.
Thank you so much for coming, Dr. Lombardi. And I see Sherry here. We so much appreciate it and your support. And you're right on time. We're gonna hopefully start right at 5. And we did have a test run. We're still figuring out some things about Zoom, so we will see how it all goes. Dr. Lombardi, I think all of our students are here. I'd love for you to say something if you'd like to first.
Well, let me,
and then I'll start.
I'd love to. Let me just say this. The interior design show and the senior show and the graphic design senior show are 2 of my favorite events, and I'm very, very sorry that we couldn't do it on campus and all the rest, but I'm so thrilled that all of you have done, I know, incredible work, and I'm just anxious to witness it and to see it and to wish all of you the very, very best. Whatever we can do to help you, not just now, but in the months and years to come, you just let us know and we're here to help you. So other than that, we salute you. I know you're all incredibly talented. I'm sure at some point, you know, all of you are going to be doing things that are going to have a huge impact, and who knows, you might end up being designing some things here at Maryville University. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. And you're going to see some of their great work tonight as we showcase them and give them the senior show we hope for. So it looks like it's, what do you think, Mike?
It is 5 o'clock, I guess. Maybe wait just a minute and then we'll get started.
Okay, I'll wait a minute. Mike, I think I'm going to start.
Go for it. I'm ready. You are.
You think we're good?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for coming and welcome to the class of 2020 Interior Design Virtual Capstone Showcase. Please note we are recording this virtual show and it will be posted on the website. I'm Darlene Davison, and I'm here with my colleague, Mike Keller, an interior design faculty to celebrate our interior design seniors of 2020. 4 years ago, when you came to Maryville, even 2 years ago, when some of you joined us along the way, none of us would have ever imagined this world we live in now. We were pretty certain you'd be graduating into one of the strongest economic times we've ever seen. And instead, you are graduating into a time of uncertainty, a world we couldn't consider or prepare for. In this period of terrible losses, it might seem frivolous to feel sad about losing your senior show and graduation ceremonies, but I don't think so. Senior show is a big deal. It is important. We know how much each of you has looked forward to the celebration of your accomplishments with family and friends, the ones who have supported you along the way. We know how difficult it is to lose these ceremonies, celebrations, and traditions we all look forward to. You won't have these special events that were 4 years in the making. This pandemic changed the way we live, and we realized you were not ever coming back to Maryville University, not as a student anyway, and you never got to say goodbye. I'd like to read a quote from a note I received from Hannah Nowak, one of our seniors, that was particularly poignant and I believe expresses the feelings of her class. Quote, "I know what I was looking forward to the most for senior show was celebrating with family and friends, getting to see all my fellow classmates' projects and feeling a sense of accomplishment in what we can all achieve. I do feel that I did not get a final say in how my last days at Maryville played out. I do not get to experience what every other design student has or will experience when attending Maryville. I will never get those late nights in studio working tirelessly on capstone with the girls and Patrick, hi Patrick, praying that if I could just get 10 minutes of sleep, I could keep on going. I do not get to spend my final days in the classroom, a place that I have always had an endless love and desire for. I do not get just one more trip to Starbucks with my friends in the middle of class. I do not get to say goodbye to all of the teachers that stood by my side and pushed me to my fullest potential. I do not even get to say goodbye to some of the classmates that are moving back home that I may never see again. I never get to pin up my project and invite my friends, family, and industry professionals that I have worked so long and hard for to impress. I never get the goodbye that I should have had. This semester has been far from easy for everyone, but we have proved to be flexible and adaptable. It is amazing that we can still try to keep life moving forward amidst all the turmoil. It is because Maryville has dedicated faculty and hardworking, talented students. End of quote. I wish we could give you the senior show you deserve. I wish we could see you all dressed up, standing next to your capstone projects and feeling proud of your work. I wish we could say hello to your families and friends and all of the people who would have come to celebrate your accomplishments. But we can't. What we can do is give you this virtual senior showcase with a website that will recognize your accomplishments. This will give everyone an opportunity to take a good long look at your capstone projects and portfolios of work and truly appreciate the quality and quantity of work that you've produced. This is a site that you can hold on to and always value. I know that you are ready for what lies ahead because you have all earned a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Interior Design. You have proved prepared as you kept moving forward during this time of turmoil and uncertainty. The sudden transition to remote learning created a new reality that we all had to adjust to, and you did so admirably. Designers are critical thinkers and problem solvers. You've spent 4 years learning how to do just that. And as evidenced by this show, we are confident you will continue to adapt and create and be successful in the future. We are here today to celebrate you and your families that support you. Thank you, families, friends, and professionals for joining us. Congratulations to you, our class of 2020.
Thank you, Darlene. That was very good. I don't know about the rest of you. I can't see everyone, but this is the first time I've worn a sport coat and jogging shorts. So this is my kind of formal event, I guess. Anyway, so good evening. Thank you for joining us. It means a lot to the school and to the seniors, I know. So my name is Mike Keller. I'm an assistant professor of the interior design at Maryville University. And I'm one of 3 professors that led the capstone studio this spring. And I just want to take a moment and introduce the other professors that I had the privilege to work with. First, Bob Winters, an architect and principal of OWH in Clayton, and Dylan Draves, an architectural designer at Gemma, an architecture firm in St. Louis. And I just want to say I'm very appreciative to Bob and Dylan for their experience and energy they brought both in the real studio and also the virtual studio. It was a challenge, but really appreciate your help. And both Bob and Dylan are going to help me introduce the projects in a moment. But first, we just wanted to take a moment and say congratulations to the seniors. I remember in January and all through the semester, we referred to you as seniors, but it's May now. And I think you've rightfully earned the title of designer. So from now on, I will try to refer to you as designers and not seniors, even though that's how I met you, that's how I learned who you were. So that's a small sign, but a rather big accomplishment. And I want to let you know that I respect all the work you put in and dedication you put towards your degree. So I would also just like to thank you for a great semester, one that was full of challenges, but I think you all adapted and persevered very well. So I want to wish you all the best in your career. And I'll let Bob and Dylan, if you guys have any comments, I'll let you take a moment.
I certainly do. And, you know, this was a new experience for me, but this has been an amazing semester, and who knew how this was going to go, let alone how it was going to turn out. But I think tonight you'll see that these students are resourceful, they're resilient, and already off to a solid start in their design careers. And I congratulate you for the work you did and where you're going.
Yeah, I think I will echo everyone else's comments so far and say how extremely impressed I am with this group of students. And, you know, this semester has presented unique challenges, and I think all of them were able to overcome those challenges and produce extremely high quality work, which you will see shortly. So, you know, just congratulations to all of you. You should be very proud of what you've accomplished. And, you know, I think given the challenges, you're possibly even more prepared than a normal class to go out into the world, because, you know, there will hopefully not be this sort of challenge again, but, you know, there's always unique challenges in the design profession in particular. So congratulations again.
Thank you. And before we go to the student work, we're going to look at some memories of the entire class. So here we go. Design is a team process. We work to promote a collaborative spirit and a sense of community in our studios. To promote these things, we encourage and facilitate many extracurricular activities. So we'll take a look at, Brendan, if you'll scroll, thank you, and start going through OFS. Last fall, we visited a contract furniture manufacturer, OFS, in Indiana. We toured their manufacturing plant, rode in, I think this was the favorite, I want to say SUV, I can't think of what you call them now. And here we are. Toured the manufacturing plants, and who would have thought you could shoot skeet with your professors on their range? And then next, we planted a tree, and I think if you look, it's a Maryville tree that is planted in their FSC certified forest. All right. We wanted to play music for this part, but we weren't able to have it work. Many of our students are able to live and study abroad in London or Italy. This is a wonderful opportunity to experience living in a culture and explore art, architecture, and design. That's the Design Museum in London. And then if we go to Italy next, here is the Italy group. I wish I could have been in two places at the same time and been on both trips, but they happen at the same time. So here's our group of students that took advantage of everything there was to do in Florence and Rome, Venice, two of their classmates came to visit them while they were there, Marissa and Courtney. Okay. And then we're highlighting our student chapters of professional organizations, such as American Society of Interior Designers and International Interior Design Association, host many industry events. Our annual Firm Hop is a favorite, where we visit various architectural and design firms. We host mock interview day for dozens of professional firms, where students have an opportunity to meet individually with firm representatives. This year, we hosted an alum night where students could ask questions and talk with alum about their career paths. Students participate in Link, a mentorship program. And we also join many professional organizations to work in their charity events. And then the next we'd like to highlight our portfolio reviews. And these are some of my favorite photos. They go from freshman year through senior year. And at the end of each semester, students exhibit their work for faculty review. It's a wonderful opportunity for them to see all of the work they produced in the semester and see their growth. And as you can see, they produce a great amount of work during each semester. Some of the ones are the ones, like the one I just saw of Madeline. It's because I forgot to take the picture and I had to run back in while she was taking her things down. All right.
And if
Thank you.
anyone's wondering, I think Darlene did the best at the skeet shooting when we were at OFS. Did I remember that correctly?
Well, I just remember Mike and I each got our skeets, so that was good. We didn't fail the students while they were watching. So.
So we're going to take a look at just a brief look at what Capstone requires. And I know some of you listening have been through the Capstone studio, and many of you have not. It's a very rigorous studio. There's a lot of work, a lot of time that goes into this. And the process goes something like this. We start the semester with an idea and develop that through research, looking at precedents, documenting information about area, about need, and then developing a list of that information into a program. And this is just an example of some of the background information that goes into those final images. So we're developing sketches and drawings and models, and then developing from there, after we're testing some of that, making sure things are working, then we're going into design development and really refining it, refining the plan, and making sure we're finding the problem areas and trying to make nicer spaces and compose materials in a way that's sensible for the space. And ultimately, the aim here is to get to these finished renderings that themselves take quite a bit of time to develop. But this is just, you know, the end image of a lot of work that goes into these designs. So that's kind of a very brief summary of what you might expect in the Capstone studio. And I'll say that before we get into the student work, I would encourage you to leave a question or a comment or a congratulation. And I just want to highlight there's two different ways that you can do that. If you'd like to do that right now, the best way to do that would just be to use the chat function, and a lot of you are starting to do that within Zoom. So submit a question or congrats, and we can address it at the end. And later, if you get back to the website, you can leave a comment directly for the student on the website, and that's found at the bottom of their personal page. and you have a link to their resume as well as their portfolio. So they love to hear from you, and we just encourage you to reach out.
And we also know this is a great way, as this website will be up for a year. Thank you, Maryville University, for that. And this way, professionals in this job market, there will be hiring, and they'll be able to look at student work at their leisure. Thank you.
And so obviously this is a unique senior show, but we wanted to do something special, a little bit different than normal for the senior show, because we can't meet and celebrate in person. So we thought the faculty will introduce the students and the work. And we thought that one way to do that would be to include a superlative for the project or the designer. And I should mention many of these projects could fit into multiple categories of the superlatives, but these are not formal awards, just a way to recognize a unique strength in the hard work that these students put into these projects. So we're going to start with Christina Banton. And Christina designed a vacation destination in Wisconsin. And this project was voted the most code compliant. I remember Christina emailing me often about dimensions and code issues. And it was just really great to see someone take their design so seriously and really dig into it in that way. And beyond that, she had a really great concept, which was especially timely. Getting back to nature, spending time with family in this vacation setting. And in my opinion, a couple of these spaces are just the total package with the scale and the material and light. So very beautiful stuff. Good work, Christina. And this is Tracy Brawley's work. And Tracy designed a food hall and was voted the most above and beyond. And Bob, I don't know if you want to chime in if you have any other comments.
Bob,
Or Dylan.
unmute there.
Oh,
By the host. Can you hear me now?
yes.
Oh, great. So as you said, Tracy's designers for a new food hall here in St. Louis, and it was based on some pretty strong research that she did, as well as input from experts in the food industry. Her design capitalized on her initial concept to arrange local food venues in the center of a very grand space and have living dining spaces around the perimeter. You'll see what life she brought to the different vendors and her concept of the living room for social interaction. And as Mike said, Tracy is our Above and Beyond Award.
So the next student we're highlighting is Raven, and she designed an Aston Martin headquarters. Her concept was framing, and so to frame the cars. And so I think her design does a great job of showcasing the cars that are in the space, but also creating a high-end and modern environment that's consistent with Aston Martin's brand. The program was pretty ambitious as well, including office space for Aston Martin, a showroom, kind of a car museum to showcase their classic cars, as well as like a VIP vacation space and restaurant. And the award that Raven's project received is Best Research.
Next, we have Taylor Garcilaso and her post-traumatic stress disorder facility. Taylor is passionate in her pursuit of providing a therapeutic and caring facility for PTSD victims, and she did. Her design captures her goal of bringing an ocean surf therapy to the Midwest. And in addition to the real water experience, details throughout are based on water and its therapeutic benefits. Taylor has earned the Best Attitude Award.
So going back to Kelsey, her project is for a women's shelter, and she created a colorful and uplifting environment that uses innovative materials, or materials in innovative ways. As you can see here in the string on the handrail, that's just one example. And you know, a space to make these women feel safe and welcome, which I think it certainly does. And her award is for Best Color Palette.
Alexa Delern designed a veterinary center, and her rigorous research has yielded a solid and well-organized plan for people, dogs, cats, and birds. And her design concept to bring as many spaces into contact with nature as possible looks like making going to the doctor a whole new experience. We award Alexa with the most buildable design.
And we'll go to Paige next. And Paige Harris designed a tropical beach resort. And Paige was awarded the most ambitious design. This was the largest project in Capstone Studio, while still taking on a very difficult challenge of making a variety of spaces and scales that were still cohesive. So that's an achievement all by itself in the planning. Paige also explored biophilia and made some really compelling images of a tranquil resort with natural elements. Good job, Paige.
So next is Adriana, who designed a wellness center. And Adriana's concept was using a series of layers. And so Adriana did a great job of integrating this concept into all aspects of her design, from the types of spaces and create layers of spaces, while also with the application of materials. Because of that, her award is Best Concept.
And next is Patrick Johns. Patrick designed a high-rise hotel in New York City, and we awarded Patrick the most productive with the least amount of time remaining. And as the award suggests, Patrick was cool under fire, very productive in the end. And this project was really about competing with high design in New York City. And the renderings show the kind of design elegance that's appropriate for that sort of market. Some really beautiful images and material in the final drawings. Good job, Patrick.
So the next one is Madeline, who designed a wildlife rescue center. And she did extensive interviews with the people that run the existing center. Her project is an extension to a center that currently exists near St. Louis, but is in need of a larger facility. And through these extensive interviews, she was able to create spaces that were tailored to each individual animal species that the center cares for, while also, as you can see from this rendering, creating inviting and welcoming spaces for people that visit this center to learn about the work that they do. The award that Madeline receives is Best Verbal Articulation of Ideas.
Okay, next is Summer Keeling. Summer designed an ice cream shop in St. Louis. It's actually located in the City Garden, and she won the Best Representation Award. This was, again, a well-researched project, historically grounded, very beautiful representation. And it was a small project, but it was very refined in its space planning and its details. So really beautiful stuff. Good job, Summer. And Marissa Colorn designed a morph retail and headquarters. And this project won the most Instagrammable design. And this palette and program are very bold, a perfect stage for an influencer on social media to make a statement. Bold palette, high contrast, and Marissa has a great sense of kind of cutting edge style, so good work.
Okay, next we have the other Marissa Lobby, who designed a pet hotel. And you know, the quote on the screen kind of sums up the project in a way, but her project prioritizes the functional elements and pet-specific design criteria, while also still incorporating interesting design elements. Her concept was about kind of around the world and kind of the idea of traveling for the pets. The award that Marissa receives is Most Inquisitive Designer.
And next, Leanne Lawton designed an ice skating rink. And Leanne won the Funniest Designer Award. And from professor impersonations to general comic relief, Leanne brought a lot of humor and a lot of good ideas and new ideas to the Steinberg ice rink in Forest Park. And in her background in skating and knowing the program so well, Leanne was uniquely able to design with the user in mind. So that was really great to see. Good work, Leanne. And next, Ashley Mayuga designed a sober living home. And Ashley wins the Best Work Ethic Award. Ashley was always producing, always refining. It was a real delight to work with her, and generated some really remarkable design spaces for a rather difficult program. So excellent work, Ashley.
Okay, next up we have Julie McCardle, who designed a cancer treatment center and living center. And so not only was this a pretty ambitious program and a very large space to design, you know, all the complex medical planning that goes into a cancer center and also a living center in addition to that, but she reached a very high level of design resolution for the spaces, as you can see from this rendering. And so the award that Julie gets is Best Rendering, which as you can see from the rendering on the screen, is well deserved.
Is this Caitlin's? Is it?
Yes, this is, Bob, do you want to talk about this one? You might need to
I apologize, I was on mute again. Caitlin took on the Performing Arts Theater, and from a very complex program, Caitlin crafted a performance theater design that is both grand and intimate at the same time. Her use of materials is equally complex and rich, I think evoking a modern day interpretation of the live theaters of the past. Caitlin's award is for Best Material Palette.
And this is Elizabeth Nations. She designed the National Equestrian Center, and we voted that Elizabeth won the most thoughtful design. This is a very thoughtful program. It's for expanding accessibility at an equestrian center. And Elizabeth investigated the impact of equine assisted therapy for those with social disabilities. Great work, Elizabeth. Next is Courtney Nonheim. Courtney designed a veteran center. And this, we awarded the most inspiring space. Very meaningful program by consolidating service for veterans. Courtney made a great argument for why this is needed. And it's a very carefully ordered space. And Courtney had very strong renderings in the final presentation. So great job.
Now, you saw a little bit of Hannah's work earlier, but by way of explanation, she took on creating a student center for the Claremont colleges, 7 colleges in California. And she took on a program that spans 3 levels and provides all kinds of social, interactive, public, and private spaces. This is a most ambitious undertaking, well organized, thoughtful, and deserving of being the best presentation.
And this is Rachel Pyrex. She designed a women's health club, and this project was voted to have the best detail, along with having a great detail, a great solution for resolving a balcony and rail. Rachel's designed a very sophisticated space with a number of great rooms with excellent material palette in some good proportion. This rendering in particular is a very strong one. Good work, Rachel.
Bob, you might need to unmute yourself again.
Am I still there? Oh, sorry about it. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Great. Megan took on a lifestyle center, and as an ambitious project, Megan's early use of her graphic design really carried into her concept and her final design for a lifestyle center in the mountains. It also strongly informed her 3-dimensional designs for a retail store, a hair and nail salon, an elegant restaurant, and a residential unit. The award is the most innovative design.
Okay, and last, this is the work of Sarah Schmid. Sarah designed a rainforest visitor center and research center, and without question, this was awarded the most sustainable design. This was another very well-researched project. It also had a very compelling monument stair, which is the rendering that we're looking at now, and a very strong concept for an open-air visitor center in research space. So great work, Sarah. Okay, so that is the student work. I do want to just point out one other element of the website, and that is the showcase. And this is really just a compilation of the work that happens outside the studio, as well as some team projects that the studio puts together. So there's a variety of work here. Some of it is individual artistic endeavors or graphic work. And then other work here is team projects for example, a philanthropic organization. The students worked in teams to develop a gift for a nonprofit organization and made the news while doing it. They also enter competitions. There is an autism center design competition through IDEC, and the students participate in teams and submit for those competitions. And lastly, you'll find on this portion of the website a project that happened with Normandy High School. They needed a design for a renovated library. And as juniors, the students teamed up and did user interviews, did a lot of research and field work and documentation, ultimately compiling their final presentations and sharing it with the school administration. And it was very well received. And it looks like we have a little bit of time for any comments or questions. So Sam, if you have anything that you can share with us, we'd love to hear it.
Sure. I want to thank everyone for being so active in the chat. It's just wonderful. Definitely have some fan clubs out there for a lot of the students, but I did select a few comments from certain professionals that I thought had really great congratulatories, so I'll read some of those. Jeff Miller said, "I always love this show. While I wish I could see it in person like our old normal. Excellent job tonight capturing all of the work and creativity. Congratulations, designers." Thanks, Jeff, for your comment. Let's see, we have Mike Lanigan. "This is a highly professional, obviously well-coordinated program. Congrats to Christina Banton and all of her classmates. Well done." Thanks, Mike. And I don't see the name, I'm not sure, I guess it's KJ. "On behalf of everyone at KDR Designer Showrooms, congratulations to all of these talented design professionals. I am very impressed with all of the projects and renderings, and we look forward to seeing you soon."
Thank you, KDR.
We did have a question from Harrison. I think that was our only question. So Brendan, if you want to find Harrison, he has a question for Madeline. Or Harrison, if you want to unmute.
Two. I was sure somebody was going to ask about a sober living facility. Is that Harrison?
Let's
Hi,
see.
yes, can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you now.
Oh, hey guys, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. My question to Madeline was, what was her choice in, picking the Wildlife Center, and if it was difficult being an add-on and not being a structure from the, just like an individual structure?
Yeah, hi. So I selected an existing conditions because I wanted some preliminary settings in place that I would be able to work with and overcome people that I could talk to about the program and really get to know a space a little better than just through reading. I work best that way. And so having an existing program that I could work off of was really beneficial for me and how I work best. So it was difficult, but it was more exciting than it was anything else because I was able to cater and really talk to the people who work in the facility now and get a better judge on what would work best for them and their program.
Thank you. Well, if there aren't any more questions from anyone, I wondered if any of the students would like to say anything. I can't see all of your faces, so I'm not sure you can raise your hand.
I will say something. This is Patrick. This is
It's
Patrick
Patrick.
speaking. Yes. I would like to say thank you for all the hardworking teachers that have helped us all these years. Darlene, you are an amazing person as well as a director, and the program would not be the same without you. You're awesome. So thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate that. All right. Well, for everybody out there, I do hope that you take time to go back and look at the website and each project individually. In the time that we had tonight, we were only able to, showcase a drawing, but the amount of work these designers do, and I'm so proud of the projects they selected this year as well, a wide range. I know you are all going to go out there and do an incredible job. So since our time is about at an end, I'd like to thank all of you students. And again, I have to say, I always love watching you walk down the aisle at graduation so much. And I am sorry that we won't have that, but we will have this in our memories and to look back to. You've been a great class, such a strong class. And also, I want to thank you because your class has worked so well together. As I mentioned, we're about teamwork, we're about community, we're about working together. And stay together. So before we leave, I'd like to thank Brendan McFarlane and Sam Smugala for assisting us with the virtual show today. It was new for all of us, although I guess we're all pretty... What?
It's over. We must have missed it. Poorly.
Hi, whoever missed it, but it'll be recorded, so you can go back. It'll be on the website, and you'll be able to experience the whole thing again. So, but I also wanted to give a special thanks to Tracy Brawley for the beautiful website she created for the show. Thank you all for joining us on this beautiful day to celebrate our graduating class. We are so proud of each and every one of you. You've done it. Congratulations. Now we don't want to leave. Yeah. Now we're supposed to have a party, aren't we? So hopefully you can have a party with your family and friends and have a Zoom cocktail hour. I don't know if Mary Ellen Finch is on. Mary Ellen, because she wrote me, and true to Mary Ellen form, said, I will have my glass of wine and be there. So to all of you who are having your own cocktail hour, please continue. And once again, you're an amazing class. You've been such a strong class, and we're so proud of each and every one of you. And you have the future ahead of you. You do. Congratulations.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Now we get to hit leave meeting.
Thank you, Darlene.
So much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Congratulations,
Darlene.
everyone.
Good job.